All right, y'all, what's up, man? Shout out to Alexandra Shapiro. Um, Puffy's appeal has been granted. November 3rd, 2025, motion order. Granting motion to expedite appeal at docket entry 24. A briefing shall proceed on the proposed schedule. The appellants, which is Puffy is the appellant. Puffy's opening brief and appendix is due December the 23rd, 2025, 2 days before Christmas, giving him 23, probably about 50 days to get it together. The Southern District of New York's brief is due February 20th, 2026. So that's about 110 days. They got to February the 20th. The appellant's Puffy's reply brief is due March 13th, 2026, which is 10, 23, 3 weeks after the Southern District of New York's brief is due. An oral argument shall be held as early as April of 2026, subject to the approval of the presiding judge on behalf of appellant Sean Combs. All right, so Puffy's lawyers are Theodore Sampsell Jones. Jason Driscoll is down. We already know what Jason Driscoll is about. Christopher D. Johnson. The case manager is Jessica McKenzie. The attorney handling the appeal for the Southern District of New York is Mary Christine Slavic. She was one of the assistant U.S. attorneys from the Southern District of New York who prosecuted Puff, who lost. She was the one that gave the horrible closing argument and blew the trial for the Southern District of New York. She went to Ivy League school. I think she went to University of Pennsylvania. So this is it. And of course, Alexandra Shapiro is in on this. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So what? Puffy's going to sit in prison while he's waiting on his appeal. We don't care. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't know what the appeal. Oh, man. Tired, man. My phone kept ringing. I left normally every night, I turn my phones off so I don't get no phone calls to break my sleep. I don't know why I left my phones on last night. Rang twice, man. One like 5 in the morning. Then at 8, I was sleeping good too. But anyway, but I'm going to turn them off tonight though. You believe that. I don't know if they are appealing the conviction itself, probably, or the sentence itself, or both. Most likely, they're appealing everything. And, me knowing what I know about the trial, me having been there in the courtroom every day, me having studied this trial, me having been an in-courtroom observer, listening to all of the evidence, listening to all of the testimony, this, the jury convicted him, right? So I'm not gonna sweat the jury. The jury did what they did. But in my opinion, the judge should have granted a Rule 29 or a Rule 33, but they didn't. I think Puff should be successful with his appeal. I hope he is, and get his conviction vacated, because he was an innocent man. If you look at what has transpired, today is November the 4th, 2025. He's an innocent man. He was innocent of the charges that were brought against him. He had his day in court. He exercised his Sixth Amendment right, and he won. You know, you had these savvy prosecutors, you know, presenting a prostitution case involving men, male escorts, consenting adults. And, you know, they were confused. They didn't know, you know what I'm saying? The jury instructions, I mean, I don't know. But he was an innocent man, and he should be acquitted. And his appeal should get overturned. This is with the Second Circuit. And let's see what happens, man. You know, we pulling for Puff, man. You know, I'm down with Puff, hands down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of him. He didn't cooperate. He didn't rap. And he went to trial. And he exercised his Sixth Amendment right. And the nigga won. Give it to him, man. You can't take that away from him, man. You can't front on that. Was facing a life without possibility of parole, 40-year plea. But anyway, that's where we at. This is the paperwork. I will be following it. This is with the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. You know, the sentencing piece is definitely questionable, because the judge at his trial, I don't even want to say the guy's name because I'm so disappointed in him. I just lost all respect for this judge, because he doesn't have respect for himself, because in my opinion, in my estimation, in my view, he was being instructed on what to do and how to rule. I don't think he was independent. But anyway, the judge in his trial used acquitted conduct to enhance him 13 levels on a first offender. I mean, what is that? You know, so I am, I think that right there in and of itself, the sentence should be, he should be resentenced. But then I think the whole conviction, the whole appeal, the whole conviction should be thrown out. And I watched Alexandra Shapiro prepare her appeal as the trial was going. I read everything Alexandra Shapiro put out. Every document Alexandra Shapiro put out on this trial, I read it word for word, line for line. I can damn near almost quote you the date off the top of the dome, what she wrote. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're talking about Alexandra Shapiro is one of the best appeals lawyers in the nation. What do you want from me? So I'm pulling for her. Shout out to Alexandra Shapiro. Shout out to Jason Driscoll. Jason Driscoll, money too. I'm money too. All right. Peace.